So today I'm doing something a bit different, not a perfume review today, but instead something else I'm very interested in, specifically vintage reproduction shoes. And not a lot of people know about vintage reproduction shoes because they're hard to find. There's not many of them, but I think they're very, very nice, very elegant. And the ones I specifically got are these from Memery. This is a very unique brand that I've recently discovered, and I believe they're based in Denmark. Can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure. That's at least where these shoes came from, according to my package tracker. So the thing about these shoes that I got specifically, they're called Juliette. Each shoe has a name, and these are inspired off of shoes that women typically wore in the 1930s. And the shoes in the 1930s were very unique. Stiletto heels, as we have today, were not really a thing. They were mainly Oxfords and sometimes flats, but in general more of those chunky heels. And the shoes I got, which I will show you in a minute, are essentially Oxfords with a nice about 2-inch heel, I think slightly less than 2 inches, 5 centimeters. And in my opinion, the craftsmanship of these shoes is exquisite. I've opened this box already, but I'll open it again for the sake of entertainment. Also, the quality of these shoes, if you go to the Memery website, you can really see that these shoes are handcrafted, full grain leather, top quality materials, really emphasizing the importance of authentic vintage design, which I think is very important because I have quite an interest in just vintage things in general. So without further ado, I'll open this box. So the box, which is, you can see, immediately there are some extra little, I think these are for the heels, some in case your heels get worn out. You can replace them. And then also some extra shoelaces, which is also nice because after many years your shoelaces will eventually, just get destroyed. Then a couple of cards, nice design, and this one. They have a lot of different shoes. Some are Edwardian style, Victorian style, 1950s, 1940s. As I said, these are 1930s inspired. So here's lots of paper on the inside. And then the shoe, one shoe followed by the second shoe, both enveloped in a very soft protective bag. And then that's pretty much it. There was some other packaging that I removed it earlier because I hate dealing with extra packaging. But let's take a look at this, the shoe here. So I like that also they used this very soft cloth because you don't want this high quality leather to get scratched. So take a look at this. This is a very, very sleek kind of Art Deco style shoe. This heel design, which is actually harder to find these days in modern shoes than you would expect, you can notice it has a very distinct inward curve. This was very typical of shoes that were made in the 30s, 40s, 50s. These days heels tend to go straight down. They don't have this curve, but I think this curve is very, very elegant, very refined of its time. So I also really like, if you could see, there's a very delicate pattern here that kind of reminds me of cowboy boots, how they have those designs. And also this design continues across the body of the shoe, and then some nice laces, and I'll take out some of the stuffing inside the shoe. But it also smells really nice, like real leather, because it is real leather. Full grain leather, I think the website said. So you can see on the inside the Memery brand, And then the underside, which actually has, you could peel this. I'll peel it. Hold on. Yeah, that's nice. So this is very, very smooth, very, well actually here it says, vero cuello, real leather. So that's a nice little additive. So this is, I usually wear size 9.5. This is size 9. And I was worried that it's not going to fit. It's going to be a little bit too small. However, I suppose they designed the shoes in a way that allows people between size 9 and size 9.5 to wear just the size 9 because it fits me perfectly like a glove. So if you're size 9.5 and worried about that, then don't worry about it because it should fit fine. Let me unbox or unearth the second one. So what I really, really like, first of all, it's a very soft leather. And that's important because I've gotten leather shoes in the past that were very, very stiff, like plastic stiff, and it took like 6 months to a year to completely break them in, and it hurt because my feet would get blisters. But this is different. This is very soft leather already, I can feel. And it's just a very unique shoe that I can, just by looking at it, you know, you don't see too many shoes that look like this. Very sleek, very just refined. This also comes in brown. And it's very authentic. If you look up 1930s shoes, you'll see a lot of shoes that look like this, with this nice heel. And yeah, it's just a really delightful design. And also, the thing that impresses me the most really is the kind of dedication to quality, because and authenticity, those two things, because authenticity to the vintage design is very important. Often if you type in vintage shoes or vintage style shoes, reproduction shoes, you'll get a number of things that are very modernized. These bright colors, strange designs, heel designs that are nowhere near what people actually used to wear in the past. And then, you know, you kind of lose a piece of that, or a large piece of that authenticity. Some people don't really care, they just want a more unique looking shoe, but I think authenticity to vintage designs is important because it's just how it was like back then. And at the same time, they're not just slapping together some, you know, cheap materials, cheap fake leather, and calling it a day. This is the real deal. This is a true leather shoe, full grain leather. You know, you're not getting the cheap leather, you're getting the good stuff, the top tier. And it's just, the shoe design is great, the feel of the shoe is great, you know, just like holding it is good. Of course, I already tried it on, and immediately it's like wearing a slipper. You would think, this is almost a 2-inch heel. You would think, you know, how comfortable can that be? Very comfortable. More comfortable than I expected. I like that it holds the foot really well. Your heel isn't going to slip out, you know, as long as you have the right size. And then the insoles here, you can't really tell, but they're cushioned. They have a really nice, firm, not too firm, cushioning. So, you know, as you're walking around, it doesn't feel like your heel is hitting hard tile. It has some nice cushioning. And as far as I can tell, there's no like sharp edges where there's the seams or anything. Everything is really nice and smoothed down, because I have encountered shoes where it has like a kind of sharp seam and it just itches your shoe or your foot all day. But I believe this is wood as well. I can't say for sure, but it's a very solid option. And just the bottom of the shoe, the top of the shoe, great stuff. So The only thing, it's a bit expensive. I paid, well, actually, so I guess if you buy something for the first time like I did, you get a 20% off discount, which is really nice. So I got mine for around 150. Usually the price is 170 something American dollars. And that is expensive for a shoe, but I would say it's worth it because you rarely get this type of quality with shoes anymore. Handmade, by the way, not factory made like the majority of shoes you will find in the store. So already that's an extra level of care to the craftsmanship, the design, and all that. So really it is worth that price because you're getting something that you know is going to be good. So in my opinion, you know, if you want a really nice shoe and you want a shoe that looks a very specific way, then this is definitely worth it, because if you walk into any mall, any department store, you will never find a shoe that looks like this and is also made as well as this. So pretty much worth it. And surprisingly, even though it said it came from Denmark, I don't know where in Denmark, it reached me in the United States in about 5 to 6 days, which is way faster than most things I've gotten, even from Europe or England. So that's great, because usually I'm used to waiting 2 weeks for something to arrive. So this arrived way earlier, which is very pleasing to me. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have to say about these wonderful shoes called Juliette. They're very authentic 1930s shoes. I love them already. And the brand also sells a variety of other styles. They have some really cool kind of Victorian style boots, and just some simple pumps and that sort of thing. All real leather, really, you know, high quality stuff. So that's all I have to say about that. If you have anything to say about these shoes or the brand or anything, leave those down in the comments below. If you liked the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.